Alright, so lesson 4.1, multiplying decimals. How do you multiply decimals? When multiplying decimals, first, you need to multiply as if they are whole numbers. Multiply as if they are whole numbers. Second, you count the number of decimal places in your factors. And third, starting at the right end of your product, move your decimal to the left the same amount of decimal places as in your factors. So let's take a look at this. In our textbook, we have an example on page 94, and it tells us that we paid $1.99 for 3.8 pounds of a product. How do we figure out how much we paid total? So we put our $1.99 on top, 1.99, and 3.8 on the bottom, and we're going to multiply them. So step 1 says multiply like whole numbers. So we take our $1.99 and we multiply 8 times 9, which is, 8 times 9 is 72. So we put in our 2 and we carry our 7. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 7 is 79. Carry our 7. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 7 is 15. Now we need to multiply our 3. So we have a placeholder. Some students may have been taught to place a 0 there. I like to put an X because sometimes my 0 confuses me. So I use an X. I am old school. Alright, so 3 times 9 is 27. Carry the 2. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 2 is 29. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Remember, when you are multiplying whole numbers, you need to line up your place values. So 2 plus 0, which is my X, is 2. 9 plus 7 is 16, carry the 1. 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15, carry the 1. 5 plus 2 is 7. So we have 7, 5, 6, 2 for our product. The second step is count the decimal places in the factors. So our first factor has 2 decimal places, or 2 place values behind the 0, so we get a 2. And then our second factor has 1 place value behind the decimal, or 1 decimal place, so we get the 1. So now we need to find the total number of place values in both of our factors, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Alright, so step 3 says move your decimal from right to left the sum decimal places from your factors. So we're going to move our decimal 3 times from right to left. 1, 2, 3. So the product of 199 and 3.8 is 7.562, or 7 and 562 thousandths. Because the example is talking about money, we will round to the nearest hundredth, which is the nearest cent, and your 2 rounds your 6 to a 6. So our final answer is $7.56. Alright, moving on. Your turn. Let's give this a try. So if we have 12.6 times 15.3, let's fill this in together. 3 times 6 is 18. Sorry, that looks so bad. Carry your 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. We need a placeholder. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry your 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Carry your 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. All right. Whoops. And then we have we need 2 placeholders, one there and one there. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. Let's add these up. We're multiplying like whole numbers. We have 8, 7. 6 plus 3 is 12. Carrier 1. 6 plus 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. And then we bring down our 1. I know that looks horrible. Sorry. All right, so step 2 says find our number of decimal places in our factors. So 12.6 has 1 number behind the decimal, so that's a 1 there. 15.3 has 1 number behind the decimal, so that's 1 there. 1 plus 1 is 2. That means we're going to move our decimal 2 places over. So we have 192.78. All right, let's try another one. If we have 9 and 76/100ths times 46/100ths, first we multiply our 6's. 6 times 6 is 36. Write our 6, carry our 3. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 is 45, carry your 4. And then 9 times 6 is 54, plus 4 is 58. All right, we need a placeholder. 4 times 6 is 24, carry your 2. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30, carry your 3. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 3 is 39. Let's add these up. We have 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 4 is 9. 8 plus 0 is 8. 5 plus 9 is 14. Carry your 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. All right, let's count our decimal places. In 9 and 76/100ths, we have a 7 and a 6 behind the decimal place, so that is 2 place values behind the decimal. In 46/100ths, we have a 4 and a 6 behind the decimal, so that is 2 place values behind the decimal. And 2 plus 2 is 4. That means that we'll move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the left. So our answer is 4.4896. All right, so let's talk about estimating to check reasonableness. Estimating to check reasonableness is to double check that you have the correct answer by using estimation. So if we look at example 2 on page 95 of Go Math, we have grass that is growing at 3 75/100ths of an inch per month. And we want to measure that grass over a period of 6.25 months, or 6 1/4 months. So what we need to do is we need to take the rate of growth and multiply it by the time frame. So 3 75/100ths times 6.25. If we multiply that out, we get 23.4375. And we want to know if that's a reasonable product. So in order to check if it's a reasonable product, we will round each factor to the nearest whole number. So here's our first factor. So 3 75/100ths, if we round that to the nearest whole number, our 7 rounds the 3 up to a 4. Our second factor is 6 25/100ths. If we take 6 25/100ths and round it to the nearest whole number, the 2 and the 10ths place value will keep that to a 6. And then we just do the same operation we did before, which was multiply. So now we multiply the whole numbers. 4 times 6 equals 24. So what we need to ask ourselves is 24 close to 23.4375, which is the answer we got when we multiplied? And the answer is yes, it is. So is 23.4375 a reasonable answer for our multiplication? Yes, it is. And that's how you estimate to check reasonableness. All right, so we'll skip 5 and 6 and we'll move on to 7 and 8. Ricoh bicycles at an average speed of 15.5 miles per hour. What distance will Ricoh bicycle in 2.5 hours? If you multiply 15.5 miles times 2.5 hours, you end up with 38.75. And for number 8, we want to know if that is a reasonable answer. So let's find out by rounding our numbers. So 15.5 will round up to 16, and 2.5 will round up to 3, and we're going to multiply those numbers. 3 times 6 is 18, carry your 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Now, 38 doesn't seem like it would be very close to 48. So let's round our numbers down. 0.5 is halfway between two whole numbers, so let's round down to see what we get. So if we do 15.5 and we round it down, that will give us 15. And 2.5 rounded down will give us 2. And if we multiply that, we get 15 times 2 is 30. Now that's still not as close as our previous example, but if we look at this, is 38.75 in between 48 and 30? And yes, it is. So this is a reasonable answer for number 7.